time to move on because yet another example of a star player in the league signing an 8-year extension at a reasonable number. Sebastian Aho of the Carolina Hurricanes. And all right, to be fair, he is not in that upper tier of like elite star players, but I think he's in that next tier. He is a damn good hockey player, and he has been on some deep playoff runs with the Carolina Hurricanes, and he's been their best player essentially since the second he stepped into the NHL. He signed an 8-year extension for $78 million, $9.75 million a year. And like I said, yet another example of a cornerstone franchise player saying, you know what? I don't care about the money. I'm going to make a lot of money, but I'm going to sign a long-term deal that makes sense for my team so they have an ability to build around me for years to come. Sebastian Aho, like, shall we look at the stats? This is not some like second-tier player. In 520 NHL games, 468 points. He is a 3-time 30-goal scorer. Sorry, 4-time 30-goal scorer. 3 times he has scored 35. Over 35 goals. He has 58 points in 63 playoff games. Has consistently performed for the Carolina Hurricanes come playoff time. I know he hasn't won a cup. But again, another example of a very good player signing a long-term extension at a reasonable number. So why the fuck are Auston Matthews, I'm not going to lump in Nylander. Why is Auston Matthews still trying to take the Leafs to the shed and sign a 3-year extension for $13.5 million? Again, word could come out that this is not the case, but based on all the reports that I have seen so far and all the rumblings around the league, it does seem like Matthews is going to sign a 3-year deal for like 13 point something. And then he's going to sign another monster contract when that comes to an end. So Lepore, like, I'm just sick and tired of this. It's only the Leafs when we have examples across the entire league of guys signing 8-year extensions at, again, reasonable numbers. God.
Yeah. And just to add to the whole Aho thing, he leads the Hurricanes in career playoff goals, assists, and points. And people may say, oh, you know, it's the Canes. This is a team that won a Stanley Cup and lost in another Stanley Cup final. So this team's been on some runs and leads the league in shorthanded goals since entering the National Hockey League. And he's an unbelievable penalty killer on a team that's always had an unbelievable penalty kill. So he's an A+ player. I think underrated. I think Aho is one of those guys people don't recognize the talent because he, as much as it deserves, because he plays in a market like Carolina. But you went off about Matthews here. I think this is more of a Nylander topic than a Matthews topic, because I think Matthews is in that small group of players who I think there's that upper echelon of money. And I know he didn't have the best season and people are already rolling their eyes and it's like, oh, he's overrated, this and that. He won the Hart Trophy. He scored 60 goals. He would have had 50, who knows how many times in his career if it wasn't for injuries. I think the Matthews thing's a little different, and I'm not condoning a 3-year deal or a $13 million contract. I think it's all bullshit and it pisses me off. But when I see the Aho deal, I think it's a better scope of what Nylander should get. Something to compare that to, because I would trade Nylander tomorrow for Sebastian Aho.
I honestly think I would too.
I think anyone,
really
you're
like
an
Sebastian
idiot.
Aho, and he's a centerman, and he can skate, and he can do a lot of things. He's a 200-foot player, and he puts up points, and he scores a lot of goals, and he performs in the playoffs. I mean, Nylander's a good playoff performer as well, but I think I take Aho straight up over Nylander as well, and that's why, like, I don't think Nylander should get as much as Aho.
No, he shouldn't.
Maybe he falls at 9, 9.2, 9.5 at the most. I agree with you, Lepore. Like, obviously, Nylander is a more sort of like direct comparison, but I'm just talking in general how you have all these cornerstone franchise players that are signing 8-year extensions. And here's Matthews. Lepore, I know, and I've been saying this now in the last 3 podcasts. Like, he's going to sign a 3-year deal. I know. Like, I don't think he's going to sign a 4, maybe a 4, but I don't think he's going to sign a 5-year extension. I think it's going to be 3 years, and we're all going to be pissed off.
What do you think Nylander's going to sign term-wise? If you knew tomorrow there's going to be an announcement that William Nylander has extended with the Leafs, what would be your guess for term?
I think it would at least be 5 years.
Okay, you think he wants term.
And I think the Leafs honestly want to sign him to an 8-year deal. Like, I think that's just ideal for any organization at this point with how the salary cap is expected to go up. I think Nylander, it'll be somewhere between a 5 and an 8-year deal. It's just so annoying because it's like, you think Sebastian Aho and his agent don't know what's going on? You don't think they understand that the salary cap is going up? But he's taking 9.75 over 8 years. So it's just sickening to me, Lepore, how it's like, it's just the Leafs. It's just the Leafs who are going to go through this bullshit of their star players wanting to sign these short-term extensions. I hope that's not the case with both Matthews, Nylander, and even Marner, for that matter, when he comes into this situation a year from now. But it's starting to feel like it's going to happen, and we're us as Leafs Nation are just all going to be shaking our heads at what transpires here.
Yeah. See, I think I'm different here as far as Leafs fans are concerned with regard to the term. I would be pleased with something for both those players in the 5 to 6 year mark, because we see these curves on how players regress over 30. And you are seeing it now, the guys, their contracts into their 30s, they are taking less. Like we just saw one with Kopitar a few weeks back. So if someone said ideal situation for Matthews and Nylander, to me, I know Leafs fans are like, 8 years, lock them up. I'd say 5, maybe 6. I would take. I think in an ideal world, and who knows, maybe you pitch that to them saying, well, hey, you get to free agency earlier. So if you want to walk and be on the open market, make $1 billion, then go for it. So maybe that's enticing for both sides. But I'm just so fearful of, I mean, these guys, we saw these guys as puppies, and now they're good young players in their prime. Let's not get too connected to players. We don't want to be in a situation where everyone talks about our cap situation and how much we paid these guys 10 plus million. Yeah, but we can at least combat that now with, these guys are elite players. It'd be a horrible situation if these guys sign 8-year deals and in 6-7 years from now, they're making as much as we're talking about and they're not elite players. And that's a nightmare. So to me, I'm okay. I'm okay not signing them to the max. I really am. And again, that might help put the number down. I mean, maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but I think, and again, maybe I'm alone on this one. I think it's because of the style of play. The one I'd be the most pleased with an 8-year deal would be Marner.
Because he'll just age better.
He'll age better.
I think Nylander will age well too. Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I think the guy who might age the worst, and I know it sounds insane, is Matthews because of the foot speed, right? The shot's going to still be there. The goal scoring ability, you would think, is still going to be there, but maybe the speed of the game catches up to him a little bit.
Yeah.
It is a fair point, honestly, Lepore, that you bring up. That it maybe makes more sense. Like Nylander's 27, Matthews and Marner are 26. Do you really want to have them locked up until they're 34 years old?
Exactly.
It's actually a pretty decent way to look at it.
Exactly. The interesting thing with Matthews is he is a bigger body and he's going to slow down. So as we saw with Ovi, will he change his game to continue to score goals at a ridiculous pace in a new way, right? And I mean, Ovechkin, it's hilarious. He's just standing there and he blasts it and it goes in every time. And I don't know how you practice that. It's God's gift. But we'll see how Matthews adapts. But to me, Marner, like, he can skate. He's smaller. He's thinner. I would probably bet his cardiovascular numbers are better than those other guys based on how he plays. And again, just his body type. It's not an insult to anyone, just body type. I'm sure Matthews and Nylander would crush him in a squat or bench press competition. But once you get over 30, that stuff matters less. But give me 8 for Marner. Give me 5/6 for Nylander and Matthews. I'll take that to the bank all day long. Yeah.
No, I like your perspective on this, Lepore, because I'm in the camp of just sign them up long-term at reasonable numbers, makes the most sense for everybody involved. But yeah, I mean, the last few years of that deal, like look at John Tavares right now. I mean, he's still putting up a point per game, but a lot of his production came on the power play, and in the playoffs, he was not great. And again, I know he scored the series clinching goal against Tampa, but the foot speed isn't there. The 5-on-5 dominance isn't there anymore. So pretty interesting way to look at it. But Lepore, it's time for a quick break because it's time to unleash the beach beast within you. This summer, Manscaped is here to help you level up your beach game with their new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. They're going past waist deep in the grooming game and diving in head first to your facial hair. The Beard Hedger is a game changer, allowing you to shape your beard like a true beach god. So this summer, let the beach balls bounce and turn heads all over the place. And you can do that by visiting manscaped.com and using our exclusive promo code GFP20 for 20% off and free shipping. Lepore, Manscaped just doesn't miss.
Every time, Bruno, they don't miss. Everyone, you're at the beach. As Bruno said, you want to be a beast, but you don't want to be an ape. Take care of yourself, be clean. And when you do have clothes on, before your significant other finds out if you take care of yourself, they're going to see your face. So take care of that face as well with the Beard Hedger. Manscaped.com, GFP20, 20% off and free shipping. Go at it, everyone.
You know what to do, fellas. Take care of your balls. Take care of your face. You got to be nice and groomed, especially in the summer when it gets really, really hot. So go to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping using our exclusive promo code GFP20. That is GFP20 for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com.